Hello students, I am Professor Reshma Shinde. Welcomes you in our new session of Production Management Planning and Control. So students, in last lecture we have discussed about the different types of production layout. So as I told you that there are 5 major types of production layout. So in that in last session we have discussed about the process layout. So process layout means a layout in which the product, whatever the machinery is required for the production and manufacturing are arranged in a department. So one specific department will have all required machineries, and whatever the processes needed or comes under that department are completed within same department. In today's session you are going to learn about the product layout. So process layout is according to the processes which related to particular department. In today's session the first one is product layout. So product layout means here all the machineries and equipments are arranged according to the process required for a product. That's why it called a product layout. So process arranged according to manufactured machineries required for the product. So it is called as a line layout. So product layout is also called as a line layout. So in which machineries required for the manufacturing are arranged in a line. So in a flow which required for manufacturing a product. So it's within a flow of a manufacturing. So it designed as per sequence of manufacturing process. So we can say the layout, design of a layout is arranged according to the sequence required for a product. So there is not any backward movement of a material which fed in the manufacturing process. So it's a always forward movement of a material in a line or in a flow. So it's a sequence of a manufacturing. The material moves from one workstation to another sequentially without deviation. So in line layout or in product layout, material moved from one workstation to another workstation without any deviation. So there is not any deviation of a material. So here you can see from the diagram the material fed from the left side. Here it's written as a material in, and whatever material it move forward for the manufacturing, assembling, processing and packing, and that it goes to the product out. So it's a forward movement of a material of a production process. So it's a product layout where all the machineries are arranged in such a way that product will move in a line or in a forward direction or in a sequence. So when one activity is completed, another activity is start on another workstation which has placed on a next workstation or on a next place where product going to pass. So it's a product layout. So as I told, product layout perform the operations in a sequence. So machineries are arranged in a sequence required for the manufacturing. So there is a product flow of materials in a line. Then this type of layout means product layout is more preferred for the continuous production, because in a continuous production there is a movement of a material continuously. So there is not any breakdown during the production process. So we can say there is a two types of manufacturing system. One is continuous production and another one is intermittent production. So in intermittent production there are some intervals, but in continuous production the process complete without any intervals. That's why it called as a continuous production process. So this layout which we are discussing today, this layout is useful for the continuous production process. Then in a product layout there are 5 types comes under the product layout. So first one is paste layout, then second one unpaced layout, serpentine or zigzag layout, then circular layout and U-shaped layout. So first one is paste layout. So paste layout means a layout in which the material moves through the conveyor. So here the material placed on a conveyor and the conveyor pass through the workstation. So at every workstation there are some workers, there are some employees who complete their work. So every worker or every workstation, they have their specific time, allotted time for completing their work. So whatever their work, they have to complete on a given time. So it's a specific and fixed time for a completion of their work. So in paste layout there is a movement of material by using the conveyor, and every employee, every workstation, they have to complete their work on a allotted time. So there is no idle time for the workers, because the conveyor continuously move forward and they have their time. So within time they have to complete, and if in case the worker couldn't complete his work in a time, so along with conveyor he has to pass with conveyor, he has to move with conveyor, then he have to complete his work, and whenever he complete his work he come backward for completion his next work. So it's a paste layout. The next one is unpaced layout. So unpaced layout is the opposite to paste layout. In paste layout there is a conveyor, so product or whatever the material fed for the production process, it moves through the conveyor, but in unpaced layout there is not use of conveyor. So material move from workstation, one workstation to another workstation by using the equipment or by the employees or by manual movement. So here the worker have to build up queue, and according to queue they complete their work. So here in unpaced layout they require the more working space, because there is not any line, there is not any paced layout, there is not conveyor. So there are chances they have to store the material whatever they have to produce, and so for storing that material it required the more storage space, and there is not fixed time or specific time allotted for each workstation. So there are chances of the idle time. So even the productivity is less in an unpaced layout as compared to paced layout. The next one is serpentine or zigzag layout. So zigzag layout means machineries are arranged in such a way that the product will move in a zigzag direction. So here in this diagram you can see the material enter in a process from right side, then it goes one workstation, then next. So in this diagram you can see that the material move in a zigzag way. So this zigzag may be in horizontal zigzag or it may be the vertical zigzag. So material move in a zigzag. So machineries are not arranged in a zigzag way. So students, keep in mind that machineries are not arranged in a zigzag way, but whatever product manufactured, the directions of movement is a zigzag. So as I told, there is not any backward movement, so materials move in a zigzag way. It may be the left to right or it may be the up to bottom or bottom to up, but in zigzag direction. And then circular layout. So in circular layout there is a circular movement of a material or raw material, and the machineries are arranged to side the circle, and when the material enter, in first diagram you can see the material enter from the left side to the workstation M2 and it passes onwards. So it's a circular layout, so it's in a circular direction. In circular there are two types. First one is unidirection, so material only move in a clockwise direction, and so in a only one side, it may be clockwise or it may be anti-clockwise. And second one is bidirectional configuration, so in bidirectional material may move horizontally, may move in a clockwise or clockwise, so there is a both side movement in clockwise also and anti-clockwise also, that is the circular layout. Then next one, U-shaped layout. So here the machineries are arranged in a U shape and material moves from in a U-shaped direction. So from here in workstation 1 material enter, and from the workstation 10 material came out with the final product. So it's a U-shaped production layout. So it's a U-shape. Machineries are arranged in a U-shape. So in a product layout, as process layout, there are some advantages of product layout. So first one, there is a smooth and regular flow of material and finished product. So as it's a line layout, so there is no any repetition and there is no any backward movement, so material moves in a line, so that's why it's a smooth flow of material or regular flow of material and finished goods. Then reduce material handling cost, always product moves forward, so it required minimum handling cost. Then semi-skilled laborers are required, so it is not necessary to employee should have a skilled one, so semi-skilled can also perform his activity in a line layout. Then line balancing eliminates bottlenecks and ideal capacity. So it's in a line, so there is a ideal capacity, it gives the more productivity to the company. Then shorter operating cycle, because it's in a line, so it required the minimum operating time. Then effective PPC, effective production planning and control. So it's a effective way because it's in a line, it's in a flow, it's in a sequence, so it required, it minimize the wastage of time, so it's effective for the production planning and control. Lower cost of production, optimum use of floor space and less congestion of work in process. So this lower cost of production means it's related to the employee, so keep in mind, not a lower cost of production process, it related to the employee, so minimum employees required, effective management is there, that's why it's told as a lower cost. But the cost required for machineries and for equipment is high in product layout, because there are the repetitions of machineries, required more machineries for same operations, that's why it's required higher cost. But when we compare, when we discuss about the employee, so it required the minimum employees, that's why it's a lower employee cost, right. Then optimum use of floor space and less congestion of work in process. So it's a continuous, so it is not necessary to store the product, it not require the higher storage space, so it's a optimum use of floor space. Then disadvantages, it's a project cost, as I told, it's a higher cost due to the duplication of machineries. Then more repetitive equipment, because it's always process goes in a unidirection or in a one direction, there is not a repetitive of or retake of operation, so that's why it's a higher required the higher repetitive machineries. And breakdown of one single machinery cause stop of work, because the every activity or single activity depends on the previous, or we can say preceding and succeeding activity. So if one machinery is break down, then it always affect on the whole production process, because it's a line, and if damage of one machinery, we cannot complete our production. And then less flexibility, yeah, because it's in then heavy overload charges due to underutilization of machineries, because every machinery has its own capacity, but due to the line there is a minimum utilization of each machineries because repetition of a machineries. Then uses of product layout. So this point says that where or when you can use a product layout. So if you want to produce a product in a very high quantity, then you can implement product layout. If your production have to have more orders, you have a maximum demand, then you can use the product layout because there is a higher investment in product layout, but due to the higher investment there will be the maximum production and obviously there will be the maximum return to the company. Then standardization is made. When company want to make a standardization of their own standards, then they have to use the product layout. And then continuity of material is possible. So if the company can make all available material in a time, then only you can use a product layout, because if the shortage of anything, it will affect on a whole production process and obviously it will affect on your production as well as your profit. So you should implement this layout only when you will able to make available all the required material at a time. So there will not any interruption in supply of material or supply of any required thing for the production process. Then mass and continuous manufacturing system. So you can use these types of layout for the mass manufacturing when you have to product in a mass quantity, in a large quantity, and there is a multiple product you can manufacture in a single at a time. So you can use the product layout, and if you want to produce, you want to implement continuous manufacturing in your organization, then you can use the product layout. So students, in today's session we discuss about the product layout. So in product layout, it's a layout which arrange in a sequence and through which you can manufacture the product. And again there are 5 major types in a product layout. So if you have any questions, any queries, you can contact me. Thank you.